Roxanne. Hope this is going live. Fantastic. Fantastic. Bitcoin. Yo, seriously, I miss the days. I really do. I miss the days when Bitcoin would actually move on the markets on the weekend. Ever since Wall Street has come into crypto, it doesn't really move on the weekends, and I don't know why. What's going on, everybody? Just to getting around to coming to the chat now, I'm your host, Crypto Glenn. I want to say thank you for joining me on a rare but much needed Saturday midday live stream. How y'all doing out there today? Is the audio good? Audio's fantastic. Let me know. Let me know. Appreciate y'all for running those likes up. Let's see if we can get this bad boy up to 1,000. Let's get this shindig started. Take a look here at Bitcoin. I mean, it's really just kind of hanging out in that zone that I told you guys to watch for. What was it, like 2-3 days ago at this point in time? Maybe like 2 days ago. Bitcoin's just kind of hanging out in that area, not really making some moves. Which leads me to believe our prognosis on BTC probably not moving before the election was pretty right. SkyJ says audio was good on my end. Thank you, SkyJ. Appreciate you, family. Because without your guys' feedback, sometimes it's a little dicey. A little hard to tell sometimes. So this is Bitcoin not really moving, just kind of hanging out there, just kind of chilling. I'll tell you what we need. In order for Bitcoin to move to the upside come election day, we need BTC to go ahead and run into this moving average here. You guys know me, or whenever I'm looking at my day trades, my scalping, I like using the 20-day moving average. It just feels like a really good number to use. And what I'm hoping, not hope, what I'd like to see happen is we had this upward move here last week towards the end of October. Since then, prices kind of come down to clean all of this up. I'd like to see maybe if we can kind of fill in this area here. If not, it really won't be too bad. What I'm really looking to see that we do is actually fill this area here before moving to the upside. And I kind of think that's what Bitcoin is doing. It's kind of like, hey, gains a little too high. Thank you, Sleeps. Let me know if that's better. What I'd like to see us do is actually kind of chill sideways, consolidate, kind of get some of these averages, oscillators to come down. And if we are going to move up after the election, then that will kind of poise us and put us in the right direction to do so. And I think that's kind of what's happened. I haven't looked at this all day, but you see we have here the ISI, the RSI, and Stochastic RSI. And they're both kind of just moving. Anything shorter than a week, I really don't pay too much attention. I'm going to call this the SRSI because whenever I'm on live, I totally just botch this. Stochastic RSI. Some people call it Stochastic. Some people call it Stochastic RSI. I'm just going to call it the SRSI. And so this fluctuates a lot during the 4-hour period, during the daily period. I give more credence to this when it's on the weekly. When it's on the weekly. Anything shorter than that, I'm actually going to give more credence to the traditional RSI. All right. Yeah, both sides. I think you're right. I think it kind of depends up to the election. I was anticipating a move down after Bitcoin started to run up and we were kind of knocking on the door to the all-time high since we've kind of come down into that range that we were talking about right here. And we're just kind of hanging out. We're just kind of hanging out. Would I like to see this little box right here close? Yes, absolutely 100%. But I think all eyes are going to be pointed to Tuesday, which leads me to believe there might be a big move. Could be a big move up. It could be a big move down. I'm not going to have that answer definitively one way or another for you until we actually get closer to the election. I think that's going to be the main media catalyst. Let's hit 84K on election day. That would be absolutely wild. Hunter, what's up, family? 2026, 80K Bitcoin. Listen, if it takes us until 2026 to get $80,000 to Bitcoin, we're going to have bigger issues. We're going to have bigger issues. Frankly, I'm not one to believe that the bull run would last that long. I'm going to take a little bit of a contrarian view and say maybe January is when we could kind of start seeing the market behave like it normally does in bull runs. Maybe that's going to be the top of Bitcoin. Maybe not. Who knows? But everybody thinks 2026, and I think that markets are not engineered to reward the masses. So if everyone is saying it's going to be 2026, it's probably not going to be 2026. That's when everybody's going to get in. I think the key number that everybody needs to see in order to want to get in is going to be 100,000. But again, my sentiments regarding retail and their ability to fund this market has not changed. Anything short of a stimulus to try to get retail some extra money, because retail has no money, credit card bills, car notes, bills are at an all-time high for retail investors. I don't think they have the same capacity to put money into the market that they did in 2017 when the market cap of the entire space was significantly lower than is now. So it wouldn't take a whole lot of money to move, at least back then. And then in 2021, we had liquidity flowing. And I know what everybody's thinking. Well, allegedly the M2 money supply is expanding, but when you look at the personal savings rates, they're not going up. And if that money supply is expanding, it's not reaching the hands of retail just yet. Just yet. Ethereum is undervalued and it will pump. I'm with you on that one. I think whenever people want to write off Ethereum, it's got this propensity where it wants to absolutely run. And it takes people who are not paying attention to it off guard. Now, I will say this. If you still have meme coins, projects that are based in Ethereum that you bought maybe last cycle, maybe you've been buying some here or there, and you have not been stacking up on ETH, I would highly do so. Even if you don't think that Ethereum is going to be or perform how most people think it's going to perform, I would still be buying Ethereum. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if Ethereum comes back in epic fashion and you've got coins that are ERC20s, you want to trade them in from DEXs or wherever else they are, your wallet, whatever the case may be, you're going to need Ethereum to complete those transactions. And I can tell you, someone who has been around for a long, long time in this space, people always forget Ethereum. I am guilty of this as well. We take our eyes off of Ethereum. We start focusing on other projects. Ethereum comes back around. We want to start taking profits from other ERC20s that are on the Ethereum blockchain. And guess what? You need gas to do it. And I don't know if you've ever been around Ethereum in a bull run. Gas fees get absolutely ridiculous. So get some cheaper ETH right now while you can and start stockpiling that gas. Because if the bull run comes tomorrow when people are like, oh, I got to get off chain, it's going to be crazy. Gas fees won't be cheap. So you definitely need a nice bag for ETH gas fees. Crypto pumps are Sundays. I'm always leery of crypto pumps on Sundays or Mondays. I think they tend to be very big fake outs and reversals. Personally, I've had trades go against me, and I've seen people get liquidated because of moves that the crypto space has made on Sundays and on Mondays. Matthew Haddad, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. I believe that is Sebastian. Appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. Do I have friends in the stock market? Yeah, I got friends. I mean, if I'll be honest with y'all, if it's money to be made, I have friends that are probably doing it. I got some friends that like to collect real estate. I got some friends that like to collect Pokemon cards. I got some friends that are into crypto. I've got some friends that are into equities, indices, stamps, rocks, precious metals, vintage firearms. So, I mean, if there's money to be made there, I got friends who are interested in it. Am I lagging? I'm not showing anything that says I might be lagging. I hope I'm not lagging. Any guidelines on how much ETH to have? That is such a good question. So I would say this, right? When you're looking at gas fees that you want to try to stockpile for Ethereum, I'll put it like this. The worst that I saw it in the last bull run was like $100 for a transaction. So now you got to really think about this. How many projects do you have? What do your taking profit numbers look like? How much? Are you going to take a third? Are you taking halves? Are you going to be in fourths? Like, how are you going to do it? If you know the answer to that, that'll give you a good indication of how much ETH just for gas fees you're going to need, because then you kind of get to work backwards. Like I said, at the absolute apex of last bull run, I think it was around gas fees averaged like $84 to $100 on the high side. Now, some stuff, if you get into it, say it's like 3, 4, 5 in the morning, it might be a little bit cheaper, but even then in that regard, cheap is like $30, $50 for a transaction. So just plan accordingly. I bought shares of NVIDIA. What price did you get in at? Crypto Flux. What's up, Flux? How you doing, man? How goes it? Am I streaming on YouTube? Yeah, I think I am streaming on YouTube. I think I'm streaming on YouTube and Ztiki Talk. Make sure I'm not over here not neglecting the folks over on YouTube. I feel like I've been neglecting my YouTube channel as of late. It's just easier to get content out on TikTok and Ztiki Talk. Boom. All right. Close that just in case some people show up on YouTube. I'll have them. I will have them. Let's get rid of that. Got chat over there. All right, cool. Got it. 1 ETH per 25 projects. Yeah, I mean, I think 1 ETH might be a little much, but I mean, you know, I'd rather have too much than not enough. Trying to choose what to buy. Do I have a price prediction for Pyth? Actually, let's take a look at Pyth. Good day. It's a little red in these markets, right? Oh, look, Sui's under $2. Would I buy Sui at these levels? I like Sui at these levels. I think Sui's capable of going well over $2. I mean, it's shown us that before in the past. The thing about Sui is you want to make sure there's no major unlocks coming in. I think they've got one either in December or in January. I need to go back and look. Now, just because they go through an unlock doesn't necessarily mean that price will go down. But personally, I don't want to buy into anything that's got a significant token unlock before or after the bull run. Like, it's one thing if you're in the middle of, you know, the market and you're going through these unlocks and they're showing you that they've got the ability to buy up a lot. Oh, well, it's 8 cents. I think I'm going to be buying some more Moonwell today. That they have the ability to gobble up any new coins that come onto the market. I haven't really seen that from Sui. Oh, here I'm looking for Pyth. Pyth is going to be more like, hold on for a second. I need to try to, I'm looking for a comparison for Pyth. So Pyth to me is, they're like the equivalent of Chainlink, but to Solana. They take real world information. What's going on, Live and Learn? Hey Glenn, I hope I enjoyed your videos today. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I saw that. We're going to talk about that here in a second. But before I forget, Pyth is it's an oracle. So I look at Pyth like being Chainlink, but to Solana. So in order to take real world information, bring it to Solana blockchain, you're going to need to use an oracle like Pyth. So if we're looking at this, I don't necessarily know Pyth's market cap right now. Its market cap is 1.3 billion. Let's look at Chainlink's market cap. $7 billion. So I mean, it's kind of on the heels of Chainlink. Chainlink obviously has a bit more notoriety on it than Pyth does, and Chainlink serves more ecosystems than Pyth. So Pyth is primarily only on Solana, but Chainlink has so many different integrations to many different blockchains. So I think Chainlink actually serves a bit more of the market than Pyth does. And for Chainlink's market cap to only be like 6 billion more than Pyth, that leads me to think that perhaps the market cap that Pyth can get to is really only going to be, I mean, it might grow by double. So maybe like roughly 3 billion. And I think that might even be pushing it. So for price to, 3x, I mean, you'd be looking at what, 30, 60, 90, I mean, just about $1 or so, potentially, maybe. And that's a very, very, very rough estimate. I mean, that's just kind of what I would think. Obviously, at the end of the day, you've got to do your own analysis and see if you reach the same conclusions. But again, I'm looking at it, market cap compared to market cap, the products, the services that each one offers, and the amount of market that they serve. Again, Chainlink's going to serve more of the market, and for it to only be essentially roughly 6 times bigger than Pyth, I don't see Solana blowing up um, crazily to the point where Pyth starts to quadruple 5 or 10x its own market share. And I think that's probably a very realistic way of going about it. So whenever you have these questions, it's probably not a bad idea to take a look at what cryptocurrencies you're looking at. What are some of the things that they look to do if there's a cryptocurrency that has come before it that's done the same thing, maybe on a different blockchain, and try to do a little bit of a comparative analysis or maybe even a SWOT analysis to get a good indication of what these things might do. Like, I don't want to be the moon boy and be like, oh, Pipe's going to $8. Like, it's likely not going to $8. I mean, a dollar I think is probably on the high side. And I feel comfortable personally placing it at that. I mean, just for my own analysis, right? I just kind of gave you a little bit of a walkthrough of what I might do to try to find the future prospect price range for Pyth. Quant to the moon, Ivan says. Let's take a look at Quant. I don't know why my Q button is stuck. Man, Quant is not having a good go of it. It's like it wanted to get above 60. It did for a little while, and then when Bitcoin just kind of threw up on itself, it kind of suffered the same fate. Yeah, I mean, it's not a good time to be holding Quant. Lord knows I am. Although I will say this, if I buy more Quant at these prices, I will drastically lower my cost of acquisition. We were actually talking about this. Miss Evie and I, we were talking, I think she said she wished she could get it at like 40, 48 bucks. I was saying, man, if I can get it sub 80, that would be good. And so here it is. So I'm not actually going to squander this opportunity. I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to buy some more, lower my total cost of acquisition. So I'm going to take a look at how much Quant I have now, and I'm going to buy roughly around the same amount that I hold at these prices. And I should cut my cost of acquisition in half. And if I can do that, Quant runs up, because I mean, truth be told, I still like Quant. I like what they represent. I don't think they've fallen into total obscurity yet, and I'm not putting in anything that I can't afford to lose. So if I'm right about this and Quant starts to go back up in price, I'm going to drastically lower my total cost of acquisition. That's going to pay me handsomely once this thing turns around. Thoughts on Say and Scale? My thoughts on Say are still predominantly the same. What's going on, Property Lawyer? Always good to see you. My thoughts on Say Network are still predominantly the same. I put Say right along with Sui. It's one of the newest L1s next to Sui. Sui's having a wonderful time in terms of what it's doing, in terms of price-wise, the amount of attention that it's getting. I think that same exposure is going to happen to Say sooner or later. I mean, I think that's the reason why a couple weeks ago it was at, what did we get to in Say? 50, was it 50, 53 cents? Yeah, 52 cents, right? These things, I think when you start to see price action move up like this is kind of giving you somewhat of an indication as to what the market, how they view Say, right? Because think about it. I was getting Say what it was like 28 cents, 21 cents, like somewhere down here. And so for us to have the kind of price action that we're having, like that's a really good position to be in. These kind of networks, they don't just pump and dump. Developers obviously have to turn some kind of eye to the project, to the blockchain. They want to be able to do some development. Say they have meme coins, even though I'm not the biggest fan of meme coins, but they're starting to follow the same trajectory. DEXs, liquid staking protocols, borrowing and lending protocols. I think those are going to be your big winners in the space. It's probably not a bad idea to try to find those projects now, while they may still be in their infancy, take advantage of them. And then as the Say network starts to grow, you will find that the price action to the projects I just made mention are going to start to grow as well, because as people, there's a lot of people who are Say right now who are very Say rich. And as their stockpiles of Say continue to grow in value, they're going to want to try to get them to grow the most using the least amount of work possible. For a lot of people, that's going to be staking. For a lot of people, that's going to be borrowing and lending. For a lot of people, that's going to be utilizing DEX coins, right? So I think that represents a fantastic opportunity. Take a look at what happened with Ethereum. Take a look at what happened with Solana. Take a look at what happened with, I'm trying to think of others, with Base. All of these L1s or all of these L2s are starting to follow the same suit. You get the main protocol, then the protocol has its own governance token, right? So on like Solana, obviously it's the Solana token, but then you start to have things like Radium start to pop up. Radium is a DEX, just like, what was the other one people were using on Solana? You had Radium, not Drift. Drift is a good one, but not Drift. What is it? Radium. What was the main DEX people were using? I'm literally drawing a blank. Jupiter. Thank you. Jupiter, they came out, they were a leading DEX. They started to utilize their own token, JUP. I mean, that thing went off like absolute gangbusters. It's having a little bit of retrace in price, but it's still a pretty strong performer. You started to have people that were utilizing staking and lending protocols, people that were utilizing the DEXs, people that were utilizing borrowing, lending, staking, and the DEXs. Again, whatever the blockchain is, whatever it's an L1, if it's an L2, to me, frankly, it doesn't matter. I think you want to target liquid staking protocols or staking protocols. You want to target borrowing and lending, and you also want to target the DEXs. And primarily if the DEX is exclusive to that blockchain. When you take a look at projects that are moving the most, projects that are growing the most, those are your main three competitors. Outside of that, I would tell you all, Cycle Top where? Oh, for Moonwell, we'll get to that. What I would tell you all next is I think you need to be paying it. And I haven't heard anybody talk about this. I know like there have been people who have talked about projects. What I'm going to say is an ecosystem and it's in whole. I think people really need to be paying attention and reading up on AI agents. We just talked about this the last time I went live. I said I feel like the meme coins are getting a little stale. The market kind of wants something new. Meme coins are, sorry, not meme coins, but AI agents, while they can have the price in terms of like how many zeros, how many places are in the price as meme coins, I think they're going to represent something that's a little bit different, something that might actually be a little bit more legitimate than just meme coins. A lot of these AI agents, you can plug them into social media. They can actually talk to you. You can plug them into the blockchain and they can facilitate services for you. So you could have an AI agent trade on your behalf. You could have an AI agent move crypto from one wallet to the next. This thing is, the rate at which crypto is growing right now is absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I hope I'm not like violating any like confidentiality or anything, but somebody who I'm on TikTok with frequently, some of you may know him, Sleeps, hit me up about a project. I didn't get to this project until like maybe a couple days later. I know that the price was down significantly. The price rebound significantly. Didn't really pay attention to what the project was. I looked into it maybe like a handful of days ago. Turns out it was actually an AI agent. And since then, there have been a couple more AI agents that have popped up, come across my desk that I've looked into. Now I'm starting to gain some familiarity with these AI agents. Again, I haven't really heard a whole lot of people say this, really anybody at all, in terms of saying AI agents are what people need to be researching right now. I really believe that. I really, really believe that. Yeah, so Arrow would be one on base. Yep, Arrow would be one. So Arrow is, appreciate you, John. Thank you for that, for the heart, for the hand hearts. Arrow is going to be a DEX that is exclusive specifically to base. The people who made Aerodrome also have done Velodrome, I think it's called, and they're more so of like this super chain ecosystem. Super chains, while they're not new, I think there's still a lot of developers that are trying to figure that out. So I think if you started moving down your way and purchasing a lot of super chain projects, you could be early, but understand the risk with super chains is still pretty high because it's a market that folks really haven't cracked yet. It sounds good, but people are still kind of figuring out the nuances and they're still trying to figure out their lane. Super chains might not even be, an ecosystem to look at for this cycle. If you're buying super chains now, you might actually be looking at the 2028 cycle, which, I mean, it may not be a bad thing, but if that's the case, keep in mind that you're going to have a bear market between now and then when prices could drop down substantially. So keep that in mind. Thoughts on grass? I faded grass. DeFi Daddy, he was real big on grass. Lucas, he was big on grass. I looked at it and I said, hey, you want me to essentially tie you into my network? Led me to believe that there was going to be a lot of maybe data farming. Just didn't really sit right with me. So I wouldn't say I didn't fade it, but I just, I made a calculated decision. And to me, the risk didn't outweigh the benefit. But yeah, I mean, for everybody that it did make sense to, like, yeah, I mean, their drop was at least $1, and I think now it's up to, I don't know, last time I checked, it was like $1.19 or so. I don't know. Let's go look. So $1.70. So yeah, I mean, it's performing, really, really well for a lot of people. I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm gonna wait to this for this thing to show any signs of weakness, and then I'm gonna short it to high hell. And y'all know when I short something, I clean up well on it. So again, and maybe that's the other reason why I didn't really feel the need to buy into it, because I knew like, hey, the price is likely gonna run up. And if it comes down, I'm going to be there to collect it on the downside as well. Let's take a look. Ooh, look at that chart. We are nice and vertical. Yeah, that's what daddy likes to see. Yeah. Yeah. See, I already missed one leg. I just really wasn't paying attention to it. Let's go ahead and make another leg there. Give me the daily. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I might actually be taking a short on this tonight. I'm not going to lie to y'all. If there's one thing I can tell you about Glenn, it's I am not going to miss out on an opportunity for long. Shout out to DeFi. He hit me up on Twitter. He was like, listen, man, I got to fry y'all. Y'all faded grass. And I made some money on it. So, yeah, I mean, if you allowed grass to tie into your system, we got 3 hours. It'll probably close somewhere in here. I mean, not down here, but it'll close somewhere in this range, allowing this FEG to be valid. If not, then we'll redraw it. But yeah, I mean, if you looked at grass, you said I want to take part in that. You made the calculated decision. It paid you. Like, congrats. Just don't stay at the party too long. Thoughts on Noble Blocks? Cooked. Cooked. Oh my God! Last time I looked at this, it was 0.009. I told y'all D-side, like nobody's checking for this. Food o'clock for me. Michael, what you having? What about Ondo? I like Ondo. I would say with Ondo, again, with real world assets, the whole time with BlackRock and all that jazz, be mindful of the token unlocks. I would not be buying anything in this environment without going to drop tabs, taking a look at the token unlocks. Because if you buy into a project without doing a research, you buy into a token unlock, it's going to have a lot of sell side pressure. If you wake up one day and you're like, yo, why is my portfolio of this coin down 6% or whatever the case it may be, it's probably because I had a little bit of a token unlock. I do know that Ondo has a token unlock coming in December or January. So what I'm looking to do is actually, and it's a calculated risk. We could be well into the bull market, the bull run, and the token unlock could happen and it can completely be ate up by market participants. I don't know. I'll have to reevaluate when we get there. But as it stands right now, if we're still in the same lackluster altcoin performance then that we are now, I will be selling at least half of my Ondo stash leading up to those token unlocks. Because I anticipate if we do have a token unlock, it may not get ate up by the market. So yeah, I mean, Noble Blocks, man, it sounded good, but a lot of people were shilling decentralized science. It sounded good. It's a really great way for project leads to get funding to their project. But I mean, outside of that, like it doesn't really need crypto, right? This was just a money grab for people who were in decentralized science as a way to fund their projects, which I get. It's probably going to be, listen, really good medications and really innovative science, they need funding. This is a way for those people who are team leads, project leads, creators, founders to receive money. But outside of it, like panning out and working for the investors, like I'm not seeing it. Again, this was just at 0.009 the last time I looked at it. Earlier in the spring, maybe late last winter, I did a video about Noble Blocks and I said this ain't the one. And so far, I'm right. How much are we down all time? For the love of God, 92%. In my book, that might as well be 100. So, I mean, if you like Noble Blocks and you see it's down 92%, it might represent the absolute bottom, but also keep in mind that you might buy into this thing and it may not ever come back. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know. The market cap is only 380,000. Some of your portfolios, if I'm being honest, some of your portfolios are bigger than the whole entire market cap of Noble Blocks right now. Just saying. Claire, what's up with you? Where you been? Where you been, stranger? Get that up there. There we go. Get y'all on my other screen. What do I think Degen can do? I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to Degen. Degen's a meme coin. I'm not really, I'm not doing the whole meme coin thing. Because like decentralized science, I see the play with meme coin. Meme coins are likely only going to make the founders rich. They're not really going to make the people who are partaking in the meme coin frenzy. It's not going to make y'all rich. You may walk away. Like if you quit right now, you might be up. But the studies, the historicals, the science says you will likely give back half, if not more, of all the gains if you have made anything on meme coins. Because you start to win, you start to think, oh, I got a system, I got this thing figured out, and you start to extract the value from those meme coins. And then you see another project, another sparkly thing, you want to put money into that, and then it ends up rugging you. So it's a lot like sports betting. You place a couple bets, you start to win. Instead of taking your ball, going home and withdrawing it to your bank account and putting it somewhere else or putting it into a more sound investment, what do? We keep going back in and in and in and in. And it's like before you know it, you're like, damn, I was up 300, 400%, and I just gave it all back. So if you're up on meme coins, that would be my biggest piece of advice. If you win 100, don't push back in with 100. Maybe only push back in with 25. Put the rest up. Take the rest of the house. Do you still have your trading ebook? I do. It's at cryptoglenn.com. If you have not gotten V2, let me know. I need to actually send you out the link where you can download it. But everybody, if you got the first one, you should have the second one waiting in your inbox. I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about it. Like, that thing took me so damn long to finish. But the reviews I'm getting on it, I'm like, I appreciate that. Like, y'all have no idea how much that warms my heart. Like, I would stay up at night feverishly. And even if I was like looking at a new strategy for trading, and I thought I was done with that segment, I would want to put that in there after doing like some sufficient back testing, but I would want to put it in there. And so it's great. This thing is essentially a toolkit for you to go in and say, hey, if the market's doing this, I'm going to use this trading strategy. If the chart looks like that, I'm going to use that trading strategy, and just go on and on and on. And understand that TA, while it's not always 100%, it's a lot better than just jumping into the charts and blindly picking a direction and potentially losing money. So we go over risk management, we go over trade setups, we go over trade strategies, even how to take profits, right? Because there's sometimes you're going to be looking at a chart structure and you're going to say, it's going to go here. For instance, most recent one. This is a video. I literally put this on my TikTok 2 or 3 days ago. I was saying, hey, Bitcoin ran up. We're going to come back down here. I'm looking for it to come down and fill this box right here. You saw what we did. We came about halfway, and since then we've kind of retraced up. There's strategies in that book that say, hey, don't wait for it to come all the way down here before you start to take profit. Because if you would have done that, while you may have been in profit down here, price decided to want it to run up. And then guess what? Well, now you might be a little bit in the negative. And I think the thing that makes you a good trader is when the market gives you profits, don't give it back. If the market gives you cheap crypto, don't give it back. If you're in a trade and the market is like, hey, you're on profitability. So I'll tell you right now. So what I like to do here is, you see this down move. So I got in here. Price starts to come back up as soon as and I mean, it like almost wicked me out on a time or two. And as soon as price came through and it swept this low, I immediately moved my stop loss into where I got in at. Actually, a little bit. I don't even move it to where I get in at, because on a lot of times exchanges are going to have fees. So if you move your stop loss down to where you've gotten in at, and there's a lot of like trading gurus that won't tell you this, but you'll look on your P&L statement, you're going to be like, yo, like, why did I lose money even though my stop loss was at entry? Because you still have to pay fees. So when we sweep a low, if I'm shorting, or if we sweep a high, if I'm going long, as soon as we sweep that low or that high, I move my stop loss just a hair under or over where I got in at, just so I can at least cover my fees. Then as price starts to move down more, I'm like, I'm chasing price. It moves down, I move mine down. Because if you're going to give me profit in the market, I'm not giving it back. Not if I don't have to. Now, there have been times where I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to let it ride. And what always happens, more times often than not, price tends to reverse on you. So if you're in crypto and you're trading and your trades are profitable, do not give that profit back. Now, doing that sometimes, I'm going to be completely transparent with you. You may, in fact, right? So I move my stop loss down here. Price comes up, and yeah, I got stopped out. But look where price is at now. I'd rather be stopped out in profit versus having currently just sitting in a loss right now. And this could very well come down here. They can finish closing this box. It could. But we also have an election, and this thing could also go the other way, and you could actually be stopped out, right? So that's a personal decision you're going to have to make. Me personally, I understand the way that fair value gaps like to play out. Sometimes they don't always come down to the bottom. Sometimes they like to touch the top of the box, use it as a springboard, push off, or touch the bottom part of the box, use resistance, and push back down. Sometimes they fill up a quarter of the way. Sometimes they go half of the way. These are all things that you need to know. A lot of people don't even utilize fair value gaps, even though they play fairly well in trading, right? So these are just things that I wanted to put into that book. So I'm like, hey, cool. People need it. If you got it, you can reference it, you can study it, you can put it to use for yourself and go back and start to back test and start to say, okay, well, given the back testing that I've done, here's a percentage of time that it works out in your favor. All trading is a game of probabilities. You're trying to give yourself the best possible edge to win a trade versus not utilizing any strategy, not utilizing any risk, and turning up more negative than you are profitable. I tried so many strategies and none work. Wow. That's disenfranchising to hear. I know where you're coming from. Do you find, Nicole, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, do you find that the market, you'll pick your position, you're going to say, hey, the market's going to go here. You got your stop loss, you got everything set up, the market takes you out, and then it ends up going the way that you thought it was going to go. Do you ever have that happen at all? The website to my ebook, Jabari, is cryptoglenn.com. So it's spelled exactly as it's, what am I? If you're looking at your phone, it's right here. It should be on the left-hand side, the upper left-hand side. Just go to cryptoglenn.com and pick it up. If Nicole, if you're still here, answer that question for me. Because that has happened to me a lot. I'd hate to ask about Duco. Personally, I don't know about Duco. If you want to look it up, let me know. We'll go ahead and take a look at it. My thoughts on Matic. I don't think Matic will start to see significant price appreciation until Ethereum starts to come out of its shell. Until Ethereum starts to come out of its shell. Oh, wait, didn't want to do that. Sorry, YouTube. I'm not trying to neglect y'all. I was actually checking the chat, see if anybody had said anything. All right. Looking for Nicole's answer, if they're still here. I don't see it. Is it too late to get into Sui? I wouldn't say that. I mean, Sui, you'd have to compare Sui to like a Solana. And if I'm being honest with you, we're seeing a lot of outflows move out of Solana going to Sui. Why? Because the only thing Solana has going for right now is meme coins. And I don't think the market is feeling meme coins as much. Like, you listen, if you're a developer, whatever you make, you got to get your people wins. I create products to help people become more knowledgeable in the crypto space. If my stuff didn't work, you would start to see really negative reviews about it. I would be forced to go back to the drawing board and figure out what's not working for people, where's their disconnect, and fix it. Solana and meme coins is getting more people destroyed. Like, you got bundling, you got bots, you got mass snipers. More people are losing money with meme coins than they're actually gaining. So if you're a developer and you're on Solana, you want this thing to keep going, sometimes you got to engineer a product that's actually going to work for people and not just work for the insiders. It's so bad. I saw something on Twitter the other day that said, let's create a cabal for the people. That kind of thing only gets said on Twitter if the vast majority of people who are getting involved with a specific type of project are losing money on it. Which goes to the point I just iterated a second ago. More people are losing on meme coins than are winning. So you may be looking at me like, Glenn, not me. I'm up. How long can you keep that up? There's no system to finding really good meme coins. It's either you're on the inside, you know somebody's on the inside, and you got to hold the information late. It's Russian roulette. It's a game of musical chairs, and I'm not playing that game. I'm straight. Phil, what's up with you on cookies? Clear been out there side hustling cookies. That is funny. I do need the updated one. Cool. DM me your email. I'll get it to you. Did Nicole ever answer that question? Nope, I don't think she did. I always have stop loss hunters and fair value gaps. Listen, I swear by it. I love FEGs. A lot of times with crypto, they get invalidated. FEGs don't always play out the same way that they do in traditional indices and equities. You can see a fair value gap on the traditional markets, and they'll get respected. In crypto, these shits get invalidated so much. So much. There's probably more like liquidity runs than there are liquidity sweeps. But that's a whole nother conversation. Meme coins will bring in the next super cycle. I think meme coins will be ultimately the thing that creates more market exhaustion than anything. People are not winning with meme coins. The developers are winning. The teams are winning. The inside people are winning. The people who you pay attention to, they're like, you got to check out this meme coin. And they've already been paid in that meme coin, which I think is incredibly foolish. Like, listen, if y'all going to approach me, hey, Glenn, we got this meme coin, bro. We want you to promote it. We'll give you 30,000 meme. I don't want the meme coin, dude. Stables. I want the thing that you want. Stables. Give me the underlying asset. Solana, give me the Solana. Oh, you got a Bitcoin meme coin? I want Bitcoin. I would never take payment in a meme coin. The meme coin you want me to promote, I would never take that payment in that meme coin. It means nothing to me. It's trash. Garbo. Dumpster juice. I won't promote a meme coin anyway. That's just me, man. I'm not really into getting my following and my community absolutely obliterated. Sui has 20% of its tokens unlocked. That doesn't sound good to me. That's a lot. see what I mean? That's a lot. So maybe depending on when that unlock is, Jay, we'll take a look at it here in a second. I might hold off. I might hold off. Yeah, 20%. That's easy. What do I think of Stacks? I'm not really educated enough on Stacks to offer what I would deem as like adequate commentary on it. I do know it's in the Bitcoin ecosystem. There's like a lot of benefit there. I just don't think like the Bitcoin ecosystem has not performed the same way that a lot of like the Ethereum ecosystem has, because Bitcoin is really like, we look at Bitcoin as being this one thing: store value, number go up, most precious resource in the space. There's a lot of people that don't even want to have Bitcoin flooded with like meme coins and NFTs and all that jazz. Binance Launch Pool, they're already out. This one's not going to come available for some time. Oh, this one's actually got to unlock in 28 days. They're only 57% of the way through. I mean, this isn't even 0.5% of the market cap. Treasury. When is this one getting unlocked? 28 days. 28 days. So this is what, half, 1%, 1.07. They're out. 28 days. This is like 2% roughly. So yeah, roughly roughly 2%, give or take, over under. 2.5, I don't think it's 3% of Sui's total market cap is going to be made available in 28 days. Again, on the surface, I don't really think that's a lot. Maybe I read that 20% wrong here a second ago. I'll go back and look. But if it was 20%, I'd be like, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot for the market to absorb in a short period of time. 2.5, 3%. It's decent. I don't think it's anything to bat an eyelash at. Maybe instead of selling half, I might even take a look at selling a quarter. It just depends on how the altcoin market is performing. Now, when I go through and actually do the numbers, I mean, this is like what, 19 million, 37. So that's what, roughly 50, 80. Yeah, so some 80 million tokens, give or take, are about to come in the market. That could be pretty substantial. But this is the kind of stuff you need to know before just buying an altcoin. You're buying into, you need to know, hey, when's the next unlock coming? How does this thing look? How does this thing play? My thoughts on Moonwell. Keep in mind, my thoughts on Moonwell are always going to be super biased, and I'm going to show you here why. Because we were buying Moonwell. Where's 23? All the way down here. I was telling y'all about Moonwell. All the way back here. I mean, that's... $1,695% return on Moonwell. That's what, a 1,600? $16 16x. Where were we at the highest? Yeah, it took a little bit of profit up here. I think I got out like right here. Woo! 11 cents. God damn. Do it for me, Glenn. 2,293% return on Moonwell. And I know there's a lot of people where Moonwell is just kind of popping up on their radar right now, and they're trying to figure out if it makes sense. Again, what is Moonwell? Borrowing and lending. Borrowing and lending where? On base. Remember we talked about a moment ago. You need the DEXs, borrowing and lending, staking. That's the holy trifecta right there. Staking, borrowing, lending, DEXs. I am him. I have not checked out Tia's new tokenomics. If you know about it, what can you tell us about it? Ordian stacks are the best two BTC. What did that say? Ordian stacks are the best two BTC ecosystem coins. What's the staking play on base? Let's take a look. I think you might be able to stack on Aerodrome. All about that base, about that base, about that base. So the first thing you want to do if you're like paying attention to this right now, this is like the way that I normally run it. As soon as you pull up the blockchain that you're looking for, you want to make sure that that chart goes up and to the right and it looks healthy. I would even click on fees. I want to see if they're making money. Sometimes they won't always have fees, but sometimes they will. Actually, I don't even think this. Let's check out revenue because I feel like fees is probably not adequate. What am I looking at? Is this cumulative? Let's look at monthly. That's odd. I feel like this should actually be going up and to the right. Let's take a look at revenue. That might be kind of telling for base. Actually, no. No, that might legitimately be correct. Let me eliminate my own bias and let me check this on the chart. Give me ETH. Do we have a move in ETH for March? How are we doing in March? Ah, look at that. Chart don't lie. See, when you're looking at this kind of stuff, you cannot have bias. You really have to be analytical, data driven. What happened? I just looked at this and I said, oh no, base should be doing way better than this because it's base and everybody's talking about it. Fuck what everybody is talking about. What does the data say? Excuse my French. I know I'm getting a little passionate now, but if you play this right, this thing can benefit you and it can serve you well. If you're looking at this, fees down, revenue down. Okay, what's the story here? Base is tied to Ethereum. Let's take a look and see how Ethereum was doing. Oh, well, back here in March, right? Yeah, back here in March, Ethereum was a strong player. Strong player, right? We all see that. Here's the chart for March. Strong player right here. Let's go back over here. When was Base doing the most amount of revenue and fees? In March. So the story here is, hey, there might not be a whole lot going on here on Base at the moment, which is probably why if you're holding Brett, this thing's been at 8 cents for a long time. It's not really moving. Brett and all the other Ethereum meme coins are probably not going to move until Ethereum wakes up. I'm showing you this firsthand. I myself just wanted to be like, well, everybody's talking about Base. Base has got to be doing good. Forget how you feel. What does the data say? The data is telling us it's not really on. It's not really on. It ain't there. It ain't there. So next I'm going to come down here. I want to know what the play is. We just talked about this Aerodrome, right? In a month, it's grown 12%. Aerodrome is the DEX. You see how it's got one chain? What the hell is that? Who emailed me? I'll worry about that later. You see how it's got one chain? The name of the DEX is Aerodrome. Go over to the category. It'll tell you it's in DEX. What's the TVL? 1.23 billion. Very respectable. Very, very respectable. You come back over here. You want to make sure this isn't got like Uniswap. Uniswap got 26 chains. We want exclusivity. Think about it like your life partner. Do you want someone who's got availability to everybody, or you want someone who's going to be exclusive to you? We're talking about making money. We want to try to get to things early, or as early as we can. We want to try to find early on. One, exclusive to Base, right? It's the reason why everyone is using Aerodrome. Next, let's try to find lending. Moonwell was doing pretty well. Moonwell started off on Moonbeam, Moonriver, that's Glimmer. They had a tie into Polkadot before they actually migrated over to Base. 16% growth in the last, 33% growth in the last month. This is Moonwell. We've been talking about Moonwell for a moment ago. I just told you about how it's performed on the chart. While it doesn't just have one chain, it's got four, but I think it's got four because of where it originated from. Right now, the primary use is actually going down on Base. All right. So we've talked about the DEXs. We've talked about the lending. Let's take a look at staking. Okay. Origin Ether. You might want to pay attention to that. You're going to go to the Twitter. You're going to go to the website. Do they have a coin? Do they not have a coin? If you can get the coin, research it, see if it makes sense to you. Maybe decide to buy it. Maybe decide to wait. If it doesn't have a coin, comb their Twitter. There may be an airdrop. Getting that Burrick. Yeah, that's that southern accent coming out. I don't know where the hell that came from. They may have a token getting ready to go through an airdrop. So you need to comb through the Twitter and figure out what are the prerequisites that you need to do in order to qualify for that airdrop. So we've got DEXs, we've got lending, we've got staking. What's another one? You might be like, well, Aerodrome is already, it's moving too much. I feel like everybody's talking about it. I want to try to find something more exclusive. So you come down here, you start looking at Alien Base. Wow, Alien Base has grown almost a 2x in the last month, and they've got $41 million in total value locked. I might want to take a look at that. Moonwell just recently listed on Coinbase. Yes, they did. Yes. This is some real alpha. Like, this is how you should go about. Not you shouldn't. This is how I would go about doing it. This is when I've tried to find things early. This is the way that I've gone about it. There's another caveat to this, and I've explained this to y'all. We've gone through it maybe a handful of times on this channel. It shouldn't be anything new, but this is one of the ways that I'm always trying to find new projects that have been very beneficial. All right. So with that being said, let's see where the money is going. Chains. There we go. Let's take a look at Solana. Cool, chart's going up and to the right, but I can see there on the right we've got a little bit of a dip. Let's look at the fees. Okay, they're making money. Let's look at revenue. Okay, they're still making money. There's still a lot of life that's left there. And if I were to pull this up on a chart, let's take a look at Solana. I'm tripping. There it is. Still doing reasonably well. Does this chart look like that chart? See how those charts look relatively the same over here? It's not about how you feel. It's about what is the data telling you. Cool. All right, same thing. Look at that. Everyone was using Jito, Jupiter, Radium. See, everybody's talking about Radium right now, right? I'm going to give you another one. You should probably be taking a look at Drift. On my YouTube channel earlier this year, we talked about the Drift airdrop. Shout out to those of you that qualified for it, but Drift is slowly growing. Look, 23% in the last month. Sanctum and Radium are bringing up, they're 32 and 36%. There's a lot of exclusive chains that are on Solana right now that are DEXs. You know what Solana does not have? Where's my borrowing and lending? There we go. Save chain. Where's my liquidity staking? One chain. I mean, look at that. Binance staked SOL in the last month. It's grown at a 5x. This is real alpha. This ain't none of that, oh yeah, Bitcoin's going to the moon and da-da-da. Like, no, this is real pragmatic information. If you utilize it correctly, it can seriously help you get victories in the market to the point where you don't have to gamble on meme coins. You're into restaking? All right, I'll probably take a look at Solana. Utilize these tools. Like if DeFi Llama wanted to go to a paid subscription model, I'll probably pay to use it. Like the information on here it's great. Now let's take a look at Sui. Chains. Sui. I don't know why this is taking so long. Come on. There you go. Nope, that's not it. What the fuck? Appreciate you, Flux. Thank you. Trade with the chart, not your heart. That's right. Who said that? College hates me, 100%. What's up, brother? Where you been at? Trade with the charts, not your heart. What site do I use to trade? TradingView. TradingView is where I go through to do charts. All right, so I'm on Sui. All right, TVL, what am I seeing? TVL on Sui is going up, which means people are paying attention to it. They're taking the Sui that they have and they're staking it. They're locking it in the protocol to try to earn rewards. Okay, cool. What do we have here? They don't have fees. They don't have revenue. Price I can get anywhere. What's that volume look like? Okay, the volume's going up. If people are using it, it's probably safe to say that they're deriving some kind of fees and that the blockchain is making money, right? Okay. Now that I know that, I got to try to find out where's the opportunity on this blockchain. I'm going to come down here. What did I say? DEXs, lending, staking, right? I want, if I can get it, protocols that are exclusive to the native chain that I'm looking at. So Navi protocol, I don't really know what this is. I'm just going to go down here. I'm going to take a look at the name. I'm going to take a look at the protocol. Okay. Cetus, automated market maker. I believe that's your DEX. Yep, that's your DEX. It's on two chains. Which chains? Aptos and Sui. We're going to come back to Aptos here in a second. It's on Aptos and it's on Sui. Okay, it's kind of exclusive. If I can't find a better option, then maybe we'll take a look at trying to get involved with Cetus's ecosystem. How have they grown in the last month? About 11%. Not crazy. We've seen some 30s. It's 3 times less than some of the ones we've seen on Solana. So you've kind of got to gauge that in terms of your opportunity. But if you're trying to get into a profile or a portfolio, that's a little bit future proof, maybe you put this on your watch list. You want to just take a look at how it's growing this month, and maybe in a couple weeks, all the way to a month, and just see if it's growing. Okay. Scallop Lend, that is the #1 lending protocol on Sui. It's got 135 million total value locked. Okay, it's decent. It's not crazy. It's not into the billions, but again, this is still a relatively new ecosystem that people have started paying attention to. As you start to move down the food chain, you're going to start to see that TVLs are not as big as some of the larger node players, but again, sometimes the real opportunity is skating to where the puck is going. I saw this with Moonwell. I said, if DeFi is ever to come back, to the level that it did on Ethereum, there's going to be people who want to leave the Ethereum ecosystem, and they're going to try to find other ecosystems that they can benefit from DeFi on, say Polkadot. The thing that I did not account for, I was right about Moonwell. The thing that I did not see coming was the fact that Moonwell would migrate from Polkadot to Base. But at the end of the day, a W is a W, and it proved the investment thesis to be correct. People would leave Ethereum, people would leave Solana and try to find ecosystems that offered more and brand new opportunity. That's one of the reasons why Moonwell on Base has performed so well. The principle is still the same. So I bought Moonwell early on with the same investment thesis. People are going to try to find new opportunity on different blockchains. I set my position and I just waited and I let the market come to me. I went from 0.004 all the way up to like 11 cents. That's some 1,600 roughly percent ROI. That's crazy. I mean, that's you take that every day of the week, twice on Sunday. I believe that principle is the same here with Sui and with some of the other blockchains that we're going to look at. Sometimes you've got to research, see is the ecosystem growing, then look at your DEXs, staking and lending, and your borrowing. Okay. So we come down here. We got our DEX, we got our lending, we got our liquid staking, Hadel protocol. It's not really growing a whole lot. So, you know, in the lending space for Sui, this is one you're going to have to pay attention to. What I might look to do is see if there's going to be like an IDO, an initial DEX exchange offering for projects that want to be engaged with staking on Sui. That might be a really good opportunity to get into something low risk, have a tremendous amount of upside. We look to call it asymmetrical opportunity. And then you don't have to commit such a heavy upfront investment. But because I'm not really seeing the numbers that I like out of Sui's liquid staking protocols, I'm going to wait. I'm going to put some things on the list and I'm just going to wait. Okay. Let's take a look at, go back to chains. Turbo, I can't. Tortured. I hope y'all recording and going over the game he's giving for real. I tell people all the time, like, yo, on my lives, like, record them, get your pen and get your pad, write this stuff down. This is somewhat different than a lot of lives you've probably tuned into before in the past. I believe in giving people information that they can utilize. That's going to help get them wins. Like, I want to help get y'all as many wins as possible. All right. So I said we were going to take a look here at Aptos. Here's the reason why I think people should be looking at Aptos, at least reading up on it and trying to see what opportunities are available for you. When I take a look at my investment thesis, three-prong approach that I just told you about, take a look here at Aptos. It's going to load here whenever it feels like it. College hates me. He's one of the best chart traders out, so y'all better listen. Thank you, College brother. I appreciate that, man. Man, that's... Damn, them flowers smell great. Thank you, man. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Emotional damage is real in crypto. I've learned that 100%. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Let's see here. What are we at? Okay, cool. So Aptos loaded. I got $800 million roughly in terms of TVL. I like that. The chart is going up and to the right. We like that. Now, what do we want to do? All right. We want to take a look at our DEXs, our staking, and our borrowing and lending. All right. Wow. Wait, what is this? Borrowing and lending up 43% in the last month, exclusive to one chain, Echelon Market. Our DEX exclusive to one chain, Solana Finance. It's a DEX, 64 million total value locked. It's growing at almost, roughly 9% for the month. Not great, not terrible. Could be better. What the hell is this? Echo Lending, 74,700. Wait, what is that? 748,945%. We're gonna have to take a look into that. Like that can't be right. That's unheard of. And it's got $143 million locked total value liquidity. Yeah, there might be something going on there. How's the volume? Volume going up? Volume is going up. It's actually kind of tapering off here at the end of October. So I want to see what happened from the middle to the end of October. Was there like a an airdrop that happened, people that were taking their Aptos, staking it on the platform to try to qualify for an airdrop, because that's how a lot of this stuff happens. And then once the airdrop happened, people took some of their holdings and they sold off. I don't know. I'm kind of speculating, but I'd have to go in and we'd have to investigate that, right? But you see it here, some of the best gainers are the ones that are in your lending, your staking, and your dexes. I hope y'all caught that. Apparently TikTok thought I was away for a second. Nope, still here, TikTok. Okay, what do we have? And that's pretty much, that's what they want to bring to y'all attention. I was taking a look at this the other night, and I came across these two. They both don't have a coin available. The last I checked, they may not have a coin available. I got to re-look at Echelon Market. But Solana, I think, does not have a coin. I hope I'm not mistaken. Somebody fact check me on that. Which means there's probably going to be an opportunity there, either for an airdrop, something, right? What I like to do is take a look at these projects, see who's invested in them, if they have VCs, and for as bad of a rap as VCs get, understand one thing: venture capitalists do not come to lose money. So if you can get the deets on a venture capitalist being involved in a project early on, there's probably going to be some upside potential for you to capture there. Excuse me. Some of the projects I've brought to you this cycle that have had airdrops, they've had VCs that have been inside of them. And if you got into those airdrops, you got to them early enough, you benefited well. That's one of the ways I found Moonwell. Now, there's a lot of people that are like, we'd rather do meme coins versus VC coins. Nah, I'm actually the opposite. I'd rather be involved with a coin that's got VCs in it versus a coin that's just some random dude in somebody's basement with his hand on the trigger, and I have no say-so over how it goes. It gets dumped, pumped, or whatever the case may be. So take a look at Aptos. Those are two projects that I think people should be reading up on, see if there's going to be some inherent advantage for you to invest into, see if it fits your investment thesis, if it makes sense for you to hold on to it in your portfolio. And if it does, do not be afraid to pull some triggers. I was looking at Aptos and Clio Celo. So fun fact about Celo, Crypto for Change. He's the one that put me up on Celo. I want to say like last winter, it might have been like last fall. This thing was cheap. If I'm remembering correctly, it was cheap. I'm him. Appreciate you for sending the Orchard Apple. Uber guy, thank you for sending the TikTok. My bad, y'all. I didn't mean to make y'all feel like I was ignoring you. I didn't appreciate the gifts. Taurus, thank you so much for the cowboy hat. John, appreciate you for the tiny crown. Somebody sent me a hand heart. I can't see it. Come on. Claire. Was it Claire with the hand heart? Yeah, man. Oh, there we go. Claire, yes, it was Claire. I didn't know I could make that menu bigger. Thank you, Claire, for the hand heart. Appreciate you. My man, Crypto Future 007. Thank you for the lightning, the TikTok tickets, the cloud heart, the kite, the GGs, and the ticket. Thank y'all so much. I wish TikTok did a better job of like notifying you when you have gifts. Thank you, Live and Learn, for the hand heart as well. I appreciate you. I feel like sometimes when I'm just talking to y'all, I kind of miss it. But thank y'all for sending those gifts. I really, really, really appreciate it. Let me see here. Navi is driving Mapper real world assets. I've heard a lot of great things about the Mapper. Here's my fear with Honey Hive Mapper, that they have the same issue that Helium Miners did during the bull run of last go round. They got so much attention. They were so popular. The hardware went on back order. And then by the time people got their hardware, the bull run was over and the project was worth essentially nothing. But so if you do actually have a Honey Hive Mapper, consider yourself fortunate, because there's probably going to be decent upside there for you. I don't know. I haven't really looked at how the payouts work and how much you're given or how much you're able to earn. But anytime there's a hardware cryptocurrency that's got hardware that goes along with it, what I've seen before in the past is the hardware always goes on backward. And then by the time people get their hands on the hardware, the opportunity has kind of come and gone. I hope that's not the case with Honey Hive Mapper, though. Think Super will be worth anything after the 30-month lock expires. You know what? I will say this, Property. I will say this. I think Super, it's my desire that Super remains a prevalent project. And what I would elect to do is you're going to get some of your coins up front. My strategy is going to be I might sell all of them, might sell half of what I'm allotted up front. I might only sell a quarter, right? I really just want to try to recoup some kind of monetary value from Supra. What I'm hoping is, or what I hope the goal is that as you have coins that are staked in a sense, they qualify you for other rewards. And it would be nice if those rewards had decent monetary value. So essentially your crypto that you got for free could be spinning you off more value, and that's given to you. At least that's the way we've seen it happen with certain airdrops before. After the unlock period is said and done, I don't doubt that there will be some kind of, significant drop off. I think that's going to be people just trying to realize their gains. Personally, with Supra, I'm going to have a little bit of a longer end approach with this. I would be looking at Supra for like 2028. Wouldn't be surprised if it did something, decent this go around. But I think really where they're going to shine is 2028 because, they've got a lot of new technology that's inside the project. They're doing stuff that a lot of L1s haven't done before. It's going to take a little while for market adaptation to take place. But I think once it happens and Supra gets on the radar of a lot of different people, they're probably going to find this thing to be, value and want to develop to it. So the short answer, do I think it'd be worth something once the 30-month unlock expires? Yes. I also think by the time the 30-month unlock expires, the price will have already gone through its infancy stage into a little bit of a mature phase. So hopefully if we are selling in 30 months, we're actually going and selling off into a pretty strong market. Do I think the bull run happens this month? Likely not. Now, keep in mind, when I say, I see you, Brian. When I say bull run, I'm talking like the 2017-21 style, close your eyes, throw a dart at anything and just have it go off like gangbusters. I don't think that style of bull run happens this month. If we're just talking about a general bull run, I guess you could say technically we've been in one for about a year. If you take a look and see where Bitcoin was at last November to now, it's appreciated over 20% for a consistent duration of time, and that technically is the textbook definition of a bull run. I ordered hardware back in April. I'm still waiting on it. See what I mean? It happens every single time. Project comes out, people get excited about it, hardware goes on back order, and like people are just stuck there waiting. I bet you could go online right now and try to find one of the cameras and the devices or whatever it is, but people are probably selling it for an obscene price. Brian wants to know, what is this? What are we trading? We're just talking about an investment thesis that I had in terms of when you're looking at new projects, what are some of the 3 pillars you should be looking at in terms of thinking about making an investment? Obviously, reading first, researching, making sure it fits you in your investment thesis before buying. Unless the election spikes, but it will correct anyway. Yeah, I think it's going to correct. Thanks, often mixed up with Superverse. I was actually looking at Superverse the other day, and at first I was like, I really don't think this is going to make much sense. But then going back and reading, I said, this is going to be like Beam, like an ecosystem for developers to create Web3 based games. So it's not just like buying a gaming project, you're almost buying the ecosystem or the infrastructure that's needed to create a game. Ted Crypto Umbrown, what's going on, brother? How you feeling? Always good to see you here. Always. Let's go ahead and get into Say. Now, with Say, I'm going to let you know this right now. I expect these numbers to be significantly smaller than what they are on Sui, because Sui is the first one to pop, right? It's my belief that that Say will follow up behind him. All right, so $149 million total lock liquidity. I want this chart to pop up here. Boom, DEXs. If I'm targeting a DEX, Dragon Swap right now, I'm going after it. Look at that, TVO going up and to the right. I like that. Give me the volume. Are we making money? Yes and no. We could be doing better. A little bit of a drop off. What is this, cumulative? How are we doing monthly? Not terrible. Could be better. But again, this is going to be representative in the price that you have for Say. Where you at? Am I tripping? Am I having a stroke? There it is. Do you know what I mean? Do those charts kind of look alike? Cumulative are going up. That's what you want to see. Give me monthly. Weekly. Daily. Actually, I'm not too mad at that. I'm not too mad at that. What are you at? 20 million. TVL is at just over 40. I'm sorry, 149. So I'm probably going to target Dragon Swap. I'm going to try to get there early. I just want to be early to say. I want to get there early. Look at it. Look at it. Yucca Finance. Who told you to read up on it? Up 106% in a month. Crypto Glenn is Objective Alpha. That's a win, people. That is a win. That is a win. Told y'all about the airdrop. Folks getting on the airdrop. I will admit, Yucca, they fudged a little bit. Airdrop could have went a little bit smoother. But for folks that got in, you know, hey, there it is. There it is. I probably should be buying some more Yucca too. I'm going to take my Yucca. I'm going to stake it on the platform. I'm going to try to qualify for some airdrops, some rewards, all that jazz. I got my DEX. Where is my lending protocol? Where is my staking protocol? Crypto Night, okay, it's on 2 chains. 2 chains, not bad. If I can get it on one, if I can get some exclusivity, I want that. Let's try to see if we can get some exclusivity. But it looks like they don't have it. You know what that says to me? There's opportunity there. Excuse me. There's opportunity there. Let's go back to Yucca Finance. 5.2 million in TVL. Not bad. It's growing. Not only is it growing daily, it's growing weekly, it's growing monthly. We like that. We like that. Objective Alpha people, that's all I'm saying. You got to find people that have a very clear bead on what's going on in the crypto space. What I really like about Yucca is it's cheap. It's dirt cheap. So when this thing finally starts to pop off, it's going to do well for a lot of people. I know it's already done well for a lot of folks that got in the airdrop. How do you find airdrops? Luke, I'm actually explaining it to you right now. Right? You have to try to find, when you find the new L1s, all of them, right? Crypto, like, listen, I've said this for years. If you want to make money in crypto, you have got to be able to spot the pattern. Memes, ICOs, NFTs, Ethereum, BNB Smart Chain, DeFi, memes, NFTs, Avalanche, DeFi, memes, NFTs, Solana, DeFi, memes, NFT. It's whatever the new blockchain. And we keep taking the same shit and we run it on different blockchains. When it comes to meme coins, oh, these meme coins are rugging everybody. I remember on PancakeSwap, Binance Smart Chain, it was meme coin central. We were using Poo coins. The DEX was PancakeSwap. I only wish I knew then what I knew now. Like, if I had somebody to tell me, like, yo, Glenn, like, yo, pillars, this is how it works. Like, I didn't have anybody, like, y'all got me to put y'all up on game and give y'all the scoop. Like, all of this was baptismal by fire. You got to be the first Indian, the first cowboy or cowgirl over the hill, and you just taking arrows to the chest. Just trying to get it figured out. Binance Smart Chain, BNB, it got littered with so many meme coins. This is how Solana got its coming of age moment. People left Binance Smart Chain, BNB, PancakeSwap. They left those meme coins and they wanted to go to something different. It showed up on ETH first. Then ETH got too expensive for people. Then they went down to Binance Smart Chain because the meme coins were cheaper. It was like a penny or two. Stop me if you've heard this one. They then went to Solana. And they started running the same play all over again. Well, then someone was like, hey, well, I do this on Solana. We can also do this on Avalanche. Kakinu, meme coin, Avalanche, NFTs, Avalanche. Well, why just do this on Solana and why just do this on AVAX when we can do this on Sui? Why do this on Sui when now we can do this on Bitcoin? Like, we just keep taking the same thing and running it on all these different blockchains. So if it's following the same pattern and you say, okay, well, historically, who have been the winners in this space? Well, if I want to buy meme coins, I need a DEX. Well, if I can get to the DEX early enough, or if I can find out who's going to try to develop a DEX for that ecosystem early enough, and if I just do what they need me to do, I can probably qualify for an airdrop. So not only do I get the airdrop, but I also get it when it gets released. It's probably going to be at some of the lowest price points it's ever been at, and all I got to do is just be there to collect it? Okay. Well, then after people start making money on these platforms, they're probably going to want to start staking so that they can make more money in the least intensive way possible. How am I going to do that? Staking. Okay. So if I get into the staking protocols when they're brand new or before there's a coin available, I might be able to qualify for an airdrop. I just got to find out who's going to be developing the staking protocols on these blockchains. Okay. So now I've done DeFi, which means I probably got to the meme coins early, which means I've probably done well on the meme coins in these ecosystems. Maybe not. But now I got to the staking protocols early. So now like the coin I did have is now creating me more. Well, if I put that to the ecosystem where I allow people to borrow it and speculate using DeFi or speculate using leveraged assets like liquid staking, I could probably make some more money. And it's the same thing on every blockchain. Same thing. Staking doesn't work without a staking protocol. Lending doesn't work without DeFi. Meme coins don't work without a DEX. It's the same thing over and over and over. You want to make money in crypto, you've got to be able to spot the pattern. Yes, Tan. I totally forgot about Tan. Thank you, Tacey. Totally forgot about Tan. You want to make money in crypto, pay attention to the pattern. So I'm gonna tell you this now, right? In 2017, it was ICOs. ICOs had the same level of craze that NFTs had, and NFTs have the same level of craze that meme coins have. What I think people should be trying to get ahead of next is AI agents. It's kind of like an offshoot from just AI coins. But AI coins, like there's no real such thing as an AI coin. They're just coins that have AI slapped in them, but the AI doesn't really do anything. AI agents, these are agents that like, so Virtual will allow you to build an AI agent that plugs into social media, blockchains, and it facilitates things for you. So you can be like, oh, AI agent, send everyone who's a part of my community on insert random social media an updated email every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I wanted to say this. And of course, the AI, right? ChatGPT, it'll create the prompt for you. It'll create the message for you. The AI agent will send it out for you. The AI agents, they can move cryptos from one wallet to another wallet for you. They can also facilitate trades for you. It's getting a little scary. It's getting a little scary. So when you take a look at GOAT, and when Sleeps put me up on this, I was like, GOAT, like I just thought it was a meme coin. I'm like, what the fuck is GOAT? Didn't even know it was an AI agent, anything. Then I started hearing about AI agents jumping on Twitter, and it's like making its own tweets. But it's kind of like the first time you get exposed to something, you don't really know what it is. You kind of got to see it again before you're like, oh, okay. So when I started taking a look at what are going to be some of the next hottest narratives to pop up in crypto, I started noticing these things called AI agents. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I started doing research, and what did I see? Some of the same, like one project, GOAT, Goatimus Maximus, I think it was. Maybe it wasn't GOAT. It was GOAT, right? GOAT. GOAT was an AI agent. Then I'm like, okay, well, what's the AI agent? I started looking into it, and I'm like, okay, well, what are some of the other AI agents? I'm giving you the breakdown of how I move through this. And so that's how I found Virtual. That's how I found Luna. And Luna is actually an AI you can plug like into your YouTube. I think you can plug it into some of your other social media, and you can actually have a conversation with it. I saw one with ChatGPT motherfucking T, and it was a black dude talking to the AI. I don't know if it was an AI agent per se, but since we're having a conversation, it made me think about it. The AI agent, if you're like me, you know, the way that like I talk to you all might be a little differently than I talk to some people who know me in real life. The vernacular, the terminology that I use, the dialect, the cadence, the ferocity in which I speak is probably going to be a little different. This man was talking to the AI, and the AI was code switching. Like, you know how you go to work, you're like, hey, Mr. Thompson, how's it going? Yeah, we got those reports. I tell you what, this last quarter has been an absolute doozy. But you know how you talk when you're at work versus how you talk when you're amongst your friends. It was code switching with him in real time. This is the AI. And I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, we are so fucking cooked, it's not even funny. Like, we're done. We're toast. We're toast. So, AI agents, I think, are going to be some of the next narratives that are getting ready to go. And I think it's appropriate because I feel that a lot of the space is tired of meme coins. Developers aren't making things that work by and large for people in terms of meme coins. There's probably been 3,000 meme coins that have been created since we've been live on this TikTok. And I think the space wants something different. And so AI agents would probably be something that I would be reading up on. Grim, so key levels don't exist? Grim, what do you mean? Key levels for what? Is Uni still viable? Like Uniswap? Is AVAX crazy inflationary? We'd have to take a look at the... I would say all cryptos are inflationary. It just depends, right? How fast are they coming out? My thoughts on Polkadot. I think Polkadot, and I know they're doing like Polkadot 2.0, but even though I was excited for Moonwell to take off on Polkadot because of the whole DeFi reasoning, I always thought that Polkadot having a limited number of parachains was ultimately going to be its undoing. Say it's only got 50 parachains. Okay, then what do you do once those 50 are spoken for? How does anyone else get involved in the Polkadot ecosystem? And since then, I think they've actually done away with that. Can Polkadot hit $100 this bull run? Ooh, off the top of my head, without any scientific rationale behind it, probably not. Like, what do they have going for it? Who's building on it? Who's excited about it? Have they given the space anything to be excited about? Is there anything new and groundbreaking with what they're doing versus any other monolithic blockchain? I got all my Moonwell staked. About to get paid. Sui and Say layer ones will be big things this cycle. They're super fast. They are ridiculously fast. Yes, they are. Bawan says, if anyone has a Sui wallet, ping me. I will send you some meme coins to share how fast they are. I will say this. I do not know this individual. And if y'all share wallet addresses and they send a meme coin with you and it's malicious, I cannot help you out. So you got, Bro's like, it's fine. I got you. I'm just saying, I got to put that disclaimer out there. No problem, Flux. Would I rather have virtuals or render? I'm going to go with virtuals. If I'm right about this, and it is the budding of a new narrative, it's going to grow at a faster clip than render is. Bond could be a straight up guy or a straight up woman. They could be legit. I'm just saying. I don't know these people. I don't know. It's like, by the way, check out this new meme coin. I'm gonna let you know right now. Like, I don't do meme coins. I go into these markets. I trade. Appreciate you, Bron. Thank you for the roses. I go into these markets. I trade. That's the way I do my thing. I know other people. They love meme coins. Some people have channels. My guy Quincy, he's got a channel directly 100% dedicated to meme coins. I can't do it. It moves fast. You go to sleep for 10 minutes. You wake up. You got half of what you had. And I'm like, God damn. I'm just a control freak. If I'm going to lose some money, I want it to be because like I personally made a bad trade, not because like I got invested with something and somebody decided that they had made enough money they wanted to dump. Chlor AI 50%, 30%. Okay, 30% of my portfolio is me. Boy, I tell you what, you about to be either really, really rich or really, really sad. about to be really, really wealthy or really, really sad. We ain't figured out which one yet. Our wax pump last night. Was wondering if you heard anything about it. I have not. What does it do? Hey, Michael, I appreciate you for being here. Thank you, family. You're welcome back anytime, anytime, anytime. I only grab meme coins during bull runs. You are brave, man. How do you be honest, like, are we up? Are we down? How you doing with meme coins? I think I know the answer. And I'm not trying to beat up on them. I'm just saying, like, the propensity. Coral! What's up, family? How goes it? How's your Saturday? How is the Saturday? Someone was asking me about key levels. I want to know what they mean. Up and get out early. Okay. At least you're not holding on to the shits. Okay. This is what we're looking like for say. I'm expecting a boop, boop, liquidity sweep, boop, move to the upside. Let me go to the daily. Look at all this consolidation. Glenn, how would you trade a consolidation like this? If I was thinking it was going to move to the upside like that. Like that. Target a nice little 2-to-1. All right, there's my 2-to-1. Because why? Why am I saying that? Because here, there go liquidity. There go liquidity. There go liquidity. Glenn, how do you know that's liquidity? Because at points in time where the market reverses, that's what liquidity is. Some people had stop losses up here. Some people had take profits up here. Market runs up. People decide they want to take profit. Market goes back down. When you see wicks, those are people who got trapped in liquidity. To the bottom side, where's liquidity? Right there. Down there. I think we've got a higher propensity to move to the upside than we do the downside. So what I would be looking for is one of two things. Let me zoom in here and I will show you. Would this be a good setup for a breaker, for a block breaker, breaker block? No, probably liquidity sweep. Get rid of that. Let me zoom now. Ooh, god damn, that trend line is Glenn, what are you doing, baby? Y'all better not tell nobody about this girl. I was on Glenn's live and he drew this trend line. It was fugly. Stall me out. Stall me out. Like that. Cool. Came down here. Value gap is validated. Move to the downside. Where is me support? Me papa. Oh, look at that right there at the bottom. There we go. Support, support. Probably gonna run into some more support down here. If we lose that, maybe roughly around this area right here. Glenn, how do you know that's support and resistance? Two things. When you look to the left, anywhere where you've got like a buy and sell candle right next to each other that represents like somewhat of an equilibrium, that's normally support. If you're gonna land on it, it's support. To the bottom side, if you're coming up against it, that is resistance. I share that with you because when I was trading, nobody ever shared like how do you find support and resistance. I will also say this. Say ooh, wait, go back. Where's it at? Is it here? It's here. Yes, it is here. Say we boom, we hit that. We start to go up. Right, we're going up. You could target this and say like, all right, here is where you're going to run into a little bit of resistance, right? Because you're trying to take out this area of liquidity right here. But unless the move is super strong, you're probably not just going to run through it. You're probably going to run into a little bit of contention, come up here. Then guess what? This now turns into support. And you're probably going to bounce, come up, bounce again, come up. Oh, look at that. higher high, bounce again, then all right, let's take off, so on and so forth. Then when you look to the left, you try to find out where's another area of contention. You know what's crazy? How did I know how to plot this line? Right here. Because when I look to the left, the market, the charts, when I see strong moves to the downside, that lets me know one or two things. A strong move to the downside or upside. If it's met with a wick, wicks and gaps need to fill. It's a non-negotiable, okay? And so I know when price is getting ready to come back up, look at all that red. Price got to come back up and clean up that mess. Price might come up, boop, 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 boop. Oh, no, start changing structure, start going up. No, change the structure. Okay, go up. Ooh, resistance. Boop, 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 move down, boop. All right, clean up all this over here. And then start to target other areas of liquidity. What do I think BenQ would do? I know it's a meme coin on AVAX. I can't really answer that. I have not been paying attention to meme coins on AVAX. Like, I really don't pay attention to meme coins, y'all. I really don't. Like, somebody would be like, oh, Guinea and the cat. I'll be like, you're about to lose money. I talked about that, actually. Someone was like, yeah, Ragsy was promoting Guinea and the cat. I'm like, let me take a look at this. I put money into it just so I could lose it on purpose, so I could prove to y'all, like, yo, don't fucking buy meme coins. Everybody was like, no, Glenn, we're going to make money. Okay. Okay. Guinea, how do you spell that? G. Come on, goddammit. Is it Guinea? G-I-N-N-A-N? Guinea and the cat. There it goes. Shit. I'm not buying that. It's just God damn, what a rush. Let me explain something to y'all, okay? Just let me see if this tracks with you, all right? Why? Why would you settle? Just see if this tracks with you. Why would you gamble and settle for a negative 68% ROI when you can literally hunt brand new projects and come up 100%? Am I wrong? You see what I'm saying? You can have this or that. This or that. You can be up 100% or you can be down 68, almost 70%. You decide. But you got to make a choice. Or settle for XRP. Ow. But you got to make a choice. You got to make a choice. Let's look at Wolf. You put $1,000 into this meme coin because your favorite cryptocurrency influencer was like, bro, it's gonna pump. Whole time you didn't even know dude was behind the cryptocurrency. Down 92%. Or you can do the sensible thing and just hunt brand new projects that are coming out on new L1s that are going to offer the infrastructure. They're going to help make that ecosystem run and be up 100%. You can have this or that, this or that, this or that. XRP is the best stable coin around. $1,000 in XRP will be $1,000 in 10 years from now. You ain't lying. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So you got people who are just cheating money, not cheating, but like putting crazy amount of money into these meme coins because everybody's trying to get rich. Look, guys, we just found a new meme coin. Came out yesterday. Pop Whiff. I guarantee you, how much liquidity is in here? 117,000. I literally just searched this out of the blue. In a week. No, I'm not touching it. What do you think the over-under is at $912,000 market cap? $118,000 in liquidity, that this bad boy goes to zero in a week and a half. Waiting for the Dallas Cowboys to win another Super Bowl. It's bad. What's up, Mooser? Not the bespoke. The bespoke. The bespoke meme coin rug. I'm telling, like, come on, man. I don't get. There's no way. And I get it. You get one, and it feels great because I did it, right? I did it with Safer Moon in the cycle of 2021. I got into Safer Moon, but this was back when developers would have AMAs, and they were forced to go into these rooms and actually talk to people and answer tough questions. Nowadays, like, you just create it, tweet about it, people gonna flock to it. Jay Pistol, I have crypto fatigue. Yeah. Yeah. You know why? Because the meme coins are memeing. And they're rugging everybody. We're going to follow this one. Pop Whiff on Soul. This is another, all right? We just going to follow it. I'm going to do another game show segment centered around Pop Whiff, and we're just going to watch and see how it performs. I guarantee you this bad boy is going to Nathan. What do I think about Shiva and Dogecoin? Tell me about Shiva because I don't know anything about it. Meme coins. Decentralized science. Trash. Dog shit wrapped in cat piss. Where are we at? Where are we at? Doom, 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 doom. It's a terrible. So why would I invest in meme coins today, Twitter? Damn, did I forget to pay my internet bill or something? Shit. Ooh, did y'all see this? Did y'all see that? Buddy put stupid money into this. I forget what it's called. Don't know, don't care. And he lost 10 bands. How often do we need to talk about this? What do we learn? Meme coins ain't your friends. So I can do that, or I can just trade Bitcoin to make like 100%. 90 to 100%, if not more. And the crazy thing about it is I get on here and I tell y'all what I'm looking at. Hey, it looks like the market's going to do this, that, and the third. I get on here and I tell y'all on Twitter, here's what I'm looking at. Here's what I'm looking for Bitcoin to do. Why do I like Chainlink? Easy. Because in order for a lot of stuff to enter real world or enter into the blockchain, they have to derive that information from the real world. You need an oracle to make that happen. Oh, Supra. How I love thee. Let me tell y'all something else, right? And again, you can follow me on Twitter at CryptoGlenn. Let me explain to you what I've dubbed a new crypto terminology. It's called seeding. Seeding is when you go on crypto Twitter, all right? Seeding is when you go on crypto Twitter, and I see you guys asking questions. I'll answer that here in a second. And you see people post things like this. I say this in the most genuine way. I start paying attention to this stuff. This was just from the last 24 hours. No KOLing, no tweeting, just hunting new pairs. You don't even need to risk a lot to make a lot. That bit right there is how they try to capitalize on your desire to want to do significantly well in the crypto space. Let me promise you the sun, the stars, and the moon, and everything in between by just saying you don't even have to give a lot to get a lot. You just give a little and you get a lot. Then they post stuff like this. I put in 1.2 SOL and I pulled out 724. Put in 1.2 SOL, I pulled out 42. 3 SOL, 212. 1.2 SOL, pulled out 66. This is meant to grab your attention and think, okay, well, if this guy is doing it, maybe this is something I need to pay attention to. What is he looking at? Oh, he got into something called Fridge or BTC Wiz or Nova or RP. They already have their positions. They're putting this information out there. It's like when you plant grass seeds, you got to create an environment for the seed to grow, right? So when you see tweets like this on social media, this is called seeding or social engineering. Hey guys, look what this is going on over here. Like, yeah, you can do this too. It's going to blow. Come on. And you always see it from these very ambiguous Twitter accounts. I've been following secret wallets. Here's what you need to know. A thread. They're meant to get you like excited, to get you to invoke an action. Hey, put all your money over here. And by the time you come over here, I'm going to dump on you. This is called seeding. It's called seeding. My thoughts on Quant. Quant needs to get its shit together. That's my thoughts on Quant. Fundamentally, the project just has not changed. Altcoins are not doing exceptionally well right now. Oh my God, like when I told y'all about ApeCoin, yup, ApeCoin was all the way up here. I was like, yeah, this shit's about to come tumbling back down. Glenn, you don't know what you're talking about. Glenn cleaned up on shorts. And I told people about it before I took the position out on the shorts. Please get with people that have a very clear idea of what's going on in the crypto space. They have historical context, relevance, and they've got the majority of things that they've talked about right versus incorrect. Is anyone going to get it 100% right? No. But you need to find people who are like 80, 95% solid. See, Sky J in the chat. Yes, you did. I told everybody. I posted that video on my TikTok. It's about to come back down. Don't worry about it. Here are the targets I'm looking for. What about Turbo? Is Turbo a meme? Is Turbo a meme? Fair value, Gary. I'm tired of meme coins. I just bought some. Hey, man, at least you honest. At least you are honest. Oh, you said I'm not tired. Okay, got you. CryptoFlex is like, I got lawns tomorrow. I feel you. Dog meme or no meme coin? I would say cat meme coins, man. Cat meme coins about to perform all this shit. And the only reason I'm saying it because I'm biased. Because I was trying to farm the Drift Protocol airdrop, and Win token airdrop me some Win cat tokens. And so because they gave me some tokens for free, I'm inherently biased. Yes, I want to see Win do well, but I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Chainlink in the bull run. What is Link at right now? Where's it at? Apparently, I don't know my alphabet. A, B, C, D. Am I having a stroke, bro? Where is Link at? Oh, did I take it off my watch list? Don't tell me that. Bruh. H bar, my brother in Christ, what are you doing? Link, there we go. 11. Link needs to get past $20 for me to get excited. It's just ranging. Not giving up on it because there are projects that are still using Link. How do we look on the daily? Oh, actually, nope, that's not good. This is not good. A little bit of head and shoulders. Let me share something else with y'all. You ever looking at a chart? It looks like this. You've got a high, a low, a high. That should not be a low. In order for this to be bullish, it should be high, low, low, high. Oh, Link looks terrible. So because we are making lower highs, it is not good. So we made lower highs. We're consolidating here. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to share this with you, and I want you to remember it. Okay? I'm going to look at you square in your eyes, and I'm going to tell you this. All right? You with me? If you are ever looking at this chart, and you start trading below the most recent higher low, you've gone bearish. The saving grace that Link has going for right now, it is entering into a period of consolidation. What you do not want to see happen is this thing go that's all bad. That's all bad. The best thing we can hope for is liquidity sweep before we start going back up. If we get over this hump right here, the most recent lower high, you will have then flipped from bearish back to bullish. But if you're ever looking at a chart and you see it's like high, low, high, didn't make a higher low, high, and then you start trading below the most recent higher low, all bad. All bad. I just want to share that with you. Another bearish key factor to Chainlink is the fact that it's my biggest bet. Well, damn it, Gary, sell off so we can profit. No, I feel that same way. I tell anybody, listen, if you want price to come down on a coin, let me know. I'll buy it, and I guarantee you it'll come down. They'd be like, oh, Glenn's in? All right, let's dump it. Let's dump it. All right. We're going to look at Bitcoin. Then I'm going to wrap this live. I will be back tonight. So if you got questions, bring them. Bring them. Actually, can I do this? Just want to get rid of this fib real quick. Shout out to the person who made fibs. Like, they rock. All right. Bitcoin. I just got stopped out of 100 for 15 just to go up 300% the next day. Oh, If Gary, listen, I'm gonna tell you, if that keeps happening to you when you get in the trade, put your entry where you would normally place your stop loss. Every now and again, that happens to me, and it's the market just doing marketing things. So we had that happen with Bitcoin. Boom, we put in this high. We needed to come down, right? Like we were too vertical. Look at all that green. We had to come down to clean this up. Frankly, I think we need to come down here and clean some of this up. But Glenn, that will put us in the 40s. I know. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. I know. All right. But what I am saying is the fact that you were trading in this area and you have now made it out. Remember what I said? You get above the most recent lower high, you're now bullish again. Okay? You're now bullish again. Where's the area of contention that Bitcoin needs to be focused on? You don't want to fall down here. This would be bad. See, you got a low, high, low, high. You don't want to fall beneath here. This is bad. Actually, these might be too vertical. Yeah, these are too vertical. Ideally, I like to keep them at about a 45. 45 at the most. At the most. If we do, in fact, fall out of here, I wouldn't touch this trade until Monday. But again, like I said, I'd like to see this box fill. So right now I'm getting a little bit of confluence. Ascending channel. Yes. This is baddish. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touches, 4 touches. Who just emailed me? What is that? I'll figure that out later. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touches. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touches. And we're on the daily. Whenever you do patterns, chart patterns, trend line analysis on higher time frames, they hold more weight. If this, in fact, does not push back into this channel line, this is the EMA, this is my moving average, don't pay any attention to that. If this does not push back over here, actually, no, we haven't fallen out yet. My mistake. Yes, we did. I lied. I should probably change that color. If we do not push back into this zone here and start to move back to the upside, we are likely, most likely, not only going to close this range here, but typically speaking, whenever you have ascending or descending channels, they normally, the target is where they start. We could potentially revisit 60,000, 60,003 and some change. We're likely going to have to wait until Monday. Crazy if that would be a big fake out day, move to the downside. Oh no, it's doom and gloom. And then Tuesday, everything bounces back up. Remember I said that. For sure, Derek. We're on the daily. The daily, I mean, this thing can happen anywhere between like Tuesday to the next 2 weeks. I'll jump down here to the 4 hours. It's been my experience that patterns that you see playing out on the 4 hour, they happen anywhere between the next 4 hours to like 3 to 5 days. What is this? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh, look at that. It could be definitely within that window. Yep, we're on the outside of that. So now we're going to try to flip this. We're going to try to test this upward sloping resistance, and we're going to see if it's going to continue as resistance or if we're going to try to flip it as support. If in fact it does happen, boot to the downside, right there, 67,027. Let me see something real quick. Go right there. I'm on my daily. How much you want to bet that if I draw a fib from here to the high, that's going to be under the 50? Yeah, This is premium. This is discount. Buyers want to buy in the discount. We might go back to 60. Yeah, we might go back to 63 and some change. If you're a bull, you want us to get back into this upward ascending channel. If you're a bear, you want us to fall out, test this as resistance, and come back down and fill out this fair value gap here. It's crazy. Fear is saying the same thing. 60. This would be like my first stop. So if we get a decent 4-hour candle to close off of that, I'm going to open up a short, put my stop loss just above where we're at right now. First zone to take profits, I would say middle of this area here. 1/3 here. $60 to finish us out at the bottom of this ascending channel. You want to look at the heat map? Let's look at the heat map. Ow. 68. What did I just tell you? 64. 68 would definitely close this box out. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we call confluence. You have independent pieces of data all corroborating and telling you the same thing. I like to go at least with 3 or 4. If you get more, the better. What do I have here? I've got my fib. Same thing. Hey, we got a fair value gap down here. We got an ascending channel. That's 2. Ascending channel 1, fair value gap 2, fibs 3. Liquidation heat map all pointing to the same thing. You can technically get taken out at 70. Smack right dead in the middle. Who's got the most pain? 25 million. Damn, it's a tie. 25 million, 26 million, 26 million. It's a tie. It's a tie. There are many fair value Garys on the chart. That's right. Alpay wants to look at the liquidation heat map. It's a tie. Smack dead right in the middle. If we move to the upside here at 70,200, you're going to get 26 million positions get liquidated. If you move down to 68.8, you're going to have 26 million positions get liquidated. So not buying tonight. Nope. We are what they call a holding pattern. We're not doing anything tonight. Tonight is a night, small position on altcoins is what I'm going to be doing. And maybe some Call of Duty if I decide to buy it. But I think that's the chart. That's the chart for tonight. If we move, where are we at right now? How much time do we have left in this candle? An hour and 26? Hold on. While all else fails, stop, time out, time out, time out, time out, time out, time out. It's not enough just to look at the chart. You also have to look at the candles. It's funny that the daily is going to close on a doji, which might signify indecision, but it could also signify a reversal. RSI on both are kind of just like hanging out in neutral territory. Volume is very, very stable. Very, very stable. Yep. I think tonight's a little bit of holding pattern. I'll watch it. Not going to make any drastic moves. If I short this, where is my... I want to try to get at least a 2-to-1. Put that right above there. That's my 2. Well, I could get 2 at the bottom of this box. That's a decent amount of confluence. What would this be? 5-to-1? 7. Ooh, that's not bad. Yeah, I'm going to favor a break to the downside, but there's just still... It's not an indecision in the market. How do you find good entry points when trading with leverage? I always get stopped out. Luke, if you're always getting stopped out, place your entry where you would place your stop loss. Right, so you just saw, can I go back and do it? So if I was unsure about this one, if I think, hey, you know what, my stop loss is going to be here, I would place my entry here and then see if price comes up to meet it and then see if it moves back down. Or what you might be doing is you might be leaving too tight of a stop loss. Sometimes I do that as well. And what I find out is if I'm doing that, I'm trying to play with too tight of a stop loss. And sometimes you got to give your trades fluctuation to breathe. Some people are good with 5%. Some people are good with 10%. But I get if you're trading with leverage, 10% is like that could be crazy, especially if you're like on 20x leverage, which is why we're doing what we're doing, right? So I jump on the daily. I want to get my bias out of the way, right? Higher highs, higher lows. To me, that says, hey, if anything, you should be very, very bullish. So somebody looking at that would say you should only be looking to take longs. So what I would be looking to do if I was trying to take a long, even though, and I don't want to force it, I'll be honest with you, like I'm not really seeing a whole lot that says it could be long. If I had to guess, I'd say, all right, daily is getting ready to close on a doji in about an hour and 23. Okay. If this closes, you would then have a fair value gap here. All right. So you get a doji close, you got a fair value gap. And what I would do next is I'm going to try to jump on the 4 hour. And I'm looking at it. I'm not going to take it until we can actually close above resistance, test it as support, and then get a confirmation candle. So if we close above it, then I might niche down to the 15-minute to try to find my entry. And again, personally, I think what we're seeing here just kind of favors the downside. I think we've got a bit more confluence to go to the downside, but again, it's all probability. So I'm on the 15-minute and I'm trying to find my entry. I might say, okay, well, where are we at in terms of support and resistance, right? It's kind of right here. So if I was trying to take a trade to the upside, I would say, okay, stop loss will go here. If I don't want to get stopped out, I'm going to place my entry right here. Stop loss right here behind that. And I'm going to try to target a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. But again, in this particular trade setup, I'm not really seeing it. Unless this tests resistance and flips it as support. Does that make sense? Because we start getting these kind of trades. Okay, cool. Yep, for sure. Because when you start getting these kind of trades, you're not trying to make money more so than you're trying to manage your downside risk and protect your downside risk. Because if you can adequately protect your downside risk, the money essentially is going to come. The money essentially is going to come. Now, if you said, okay, find me some confluence for price to move to the upside. All right, now I'm looking at this. I'm on the 4 hour. My price is underneath the moving average. The distance that I have between my price, let me get rid of this. The distance that I have between my price and my moving average, this is called extension. Whenever those start to get too far out of whack, one of two things has to happen. Price has to move up to hit the moving average, or price has got to fall so low so fast that it drastically brings the moving average down. So I'm going to try to find some help here. Again, not really going to get a whole lot of help from these RSIs simply because they're in neutral territory. So I'm in a little bit of holding pattern. I need this to close above. If we close and get a continuation candle, we start to move up. Okay, cool. Bullish. But if you don't, watch out for fake outs. This is a holding pattern. This is, I wouldn't even take this trade. Wouldn't even take this trade. like, well, I'm kind of bullish. All right. Stop loss goes here. You're going to long it. And logging up against resistance, I just think is never a good idea. All right. Try to target a quick 2-to-1. That's going to put you at here to start filling in this FVG right here, which is fine because you look at this SVG, we came down, we filled it about halfway, we started moving back to the upside. You can fill this one halfway and then start moving to the downside, or maybe it gets invalidated, you just push through it. But if you wanted to take a long, that's what you would do. You're like, my stop loss is here, maybe I place 2. Whatever my trade is going to be, I split it in half. I place 1 entry here, stop loss right here. I place 1 entry here, stop loss down here. And I target 76.66. But I'm not going to long right here because we're coming up on resistance. Personally, the kind of trader that I am, I like to trade on confirmations when we start to see this kind of holding pattern. If anything, I would short from here because we're getting ready to test resistance. But again, it's probabilities. You're playing the odds. Okay, if it's me personally, I'm probably going to, you putting a gun in my head, you're like, Glenn, you got to choose. I'm a short, which means you should probably go long. I'm just saying. These are not my favorite trade setups to trade, by the way. The second I see grass hit $1.97 to reject, I'm shorting that with a vengeance. Brother, I am going 30x short on grass, and I'm going to clean up. FEG, yeah, so it depends. When you do a fair value gap, you're looking for a 3-bar setup. I'm going to get rid of all this because I can't see shit. Let me give you a good one. Oh, I got to update this? How bad would that be if that was... Okay, no, it's not. All right. So if you're trying to do a FEG, there's a couple things you need to keep in mind. It doesn't always have to be red, red, red. It can be like green, red. You just need 3 candles. The thing that you're looking for is you want to try to get the top of the candle to the very bottom and all the way to the top of the 3rd candle. This is your fair value gap. Now, fair value gaps do not always behave the same way in crypto as they do indices or equities. Equities, you could come across this thing, it could come up here and it could bounce and it could get rejected. What I see a lot of times in crypto is like, hey, I see your fair value gap. Fuck you. I'm going all the way through. I swear to God, they get invalidated all the time. So it's not more so a fair value gap versus it is an imbalance. There's a difference between the two, and you need to know that. If it comes up here and it gets rejected, fair value gap. If it goes through it and it gets invalidated, it's more so an imbalance. The imbalances, you could be looking, actually there's no good ones here, so I won't even reference those. But definitely look up FEG imbalances when you get a chance, okay? You're never making your trade based off of this. You're just using it as a guideline. There's a whole nother set of parameters that you need to be looking at whenever you have a fair value gap form on your chart, all right? And it's a little bit long, so when I come back later, if y'all want to talk about it, we can talk about it. But you see what happened here. Price falls. We create a fair value gap. We create a little bit of a sell side imbalance. Price comes back up. We didn't close in it. 2 schools of thought. 1, because price came back to it, it's already been tapped. Second school of thought is they want body closes. It's not uncommon if you get a wick for price to come out, for price to come back, and then start to close, and then it starts to move through the fair value gap. All right? When I'm trading this, I'm never just looking for a fair value gap. I use this as just one more bit of confluence to give me an idea of what the market is thinking about doing before it makes its move. But just to see a FVG pop up on your chart and you be like, oh, we're doing this, that's a good way to absolutely get eviscerated. Do not do that. Fair value gaps, there's a couple things you want to take a look out for, right? If you're using fair value gaps, you need to understand the difference between premium and discount. If price is moving down, right, you've got a lot of sell side imbalance. You want to try to find where the premium zone is, okay? So in this regard, you want to go from your low, and I'm just kind of like picking a random spot. You want to go from your low to your high. Anything that is above the 50% in terms of its retracement is a premium. This is people who get stopped out first. If it's below the 50, this is the discount. Think about it. If you're going to Best Buy and you want to buy like a flat screen TV for Black Friday, do you want to buy it in premium or do you want to buy it on discount? You want to buy it on the discount. So whenever you start your fib from low to high, because you want to see exactly how far can price retrace down before it goes back up, you want to make sure that any FVGs you have on your chart are in the discount zone because that's more than likely where price is going to come down to. On the opposite, appreciate you, Fry. Thank you. Whenever you're looking on buy side imbalance, it's the inverse. It's the opposite. Premium is on the bottom, below the 50% fib. Discount is above the 50%. Okay? You're going to need to see this a few times before it makes sense, but I promise you, like when it starts to click, and that's why I tell people, if you haven't got it, please pick up the ebook because these things go through this in detail. In great detail. It's not, I can't just make it 12 pages and be like, here you go. Like, no, we got to, if we're going to do it, we got to do it right. All right. So when you start going over these things, it comes with a great amount of detail, but I need you to train your eyes so that you know what you're looking at, so that when you get into these charts, you're like, okay, boom, I remember Glenn said X, Y, Z. Okay, where's my premium? Where's my discount? How big is a fair value gap? What time frame is it showing up on, right? All these things matter. Personally, I like taking confluences on the 4-hour to a daily. When I'm scalping 15 minutes, but I'll take my entry on, say, like the 5 or the 3. The risk is greater. That's why I like taking my swing trades on at least the 4-hour. I just think they've got a high propensity to do what I want them to do. All right. So keep in mind, this FEG here was in the premium. Price comes down. It comes here and people are like, oh, bet, here we go. We're going to go long. Stopped out. If you're going to go long in an FEG, probably take a look at buying in the discount. In the discount. In the discount. Where's the discount in this regard? Here it is. So don't be surprised if we start retracing back to these mid, $63,000 zones. Golden pocket fibs are bottom of the GAN box. Yeah, I've seen some people use GAN boxes. It's to each his own. Everybody's going to use things that are a little bit different, or people are going to use what works for them. Personally, I like not really using the GAN box. What's one that I've used? The GAN fan. I've used the GAN fan, that whole 45-degree resistance deal. I've seen people use that. Again, it's just what works for you. And the more you sit behind these charts, the more you start experimenting, the more you start backtesting, you're going to start to develop a style that works best for you. I'm simply showing you what works best for me. That's not to say that I won't change it. That's not to say that I won't evolve it. But what I'm saying is right now it works, and I'm going to keep it that way. I don't need to have 45 gajillion different, right? I need to have what I use, stick with it, refine it when it needs to be refined. But if it gets to a point where it just invalidates itself, okay, then we got to go back to the drawing board. But you should be back testing your strategies to know what is going to work and the amount of times it's going to work, right? Like out of 100, out of 10, out of 1,000, no one really tests for 1,000. But if you can get around to like 75% or better, like that's really where you want to be at. 75% or better, that's where you're going to make your bread and butter. I like golden pockets. I do like golden pockets. 382 down to the 618. Like I know guys that use the MACD. I don't use the MACD. Yeah, write that down. Like I seriously hope y'all were like screen recording this whole entire live, man, because I said some good stuff on here. I said some good stuff. I actually think it'll be on my my YouTube because we are simulcasting. All right. All right. Let me do this. I'm going to jump off here. I got some things I want to get done. I'm going to clean up. My space is a little messy, and I find out when I trade when my space is messy. No me gusta. All right. So, thank you to each and every one of you who decided to come and hang out with me for a couple hours. We're going to be back here at around 9:30, probably 10. Let me stop lying to y'all. 10. I have screen recording. Okay, cool. Yeah, you got it. You got it. If anything works for you, man, just let me know. Just give me some publishing on that, yeah? I'll be back 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will also say, come election night, we are going to live stream with the markets because it could be a doozy. It could be a doozy. All right. I appreciate each and every one of y'all who are my top viewers. I have no idea how TikTok calculates this, but they just say, hey, here's your top viewers. And for that, I want to give thanks. My man, Mike X, Toy Trader, always good to see you here. Fair Value, Gary, Cash Out 7188 KLYM. Joe Elliott, Bud267, always good to see you here, my guy. Bear Market Bully, what's up, family? Mark Blair 713, good to see you. Josh 727, good to see you. Ermi, couldn't see it from all the way back there. Excuse me. Anthony Burgos, good to see you here, my man. Sky J, Fred Moncrief, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I might be a little too far away and going blind. I hope that's not the case. That would be bad. Mark D, Very Nice, Ted Unbound Crypto, or sorry, Ted Crypto Unbound. Slow it down, Glenn. User 78873132061. Is that an 8 or a B? It's probably an 8. Kombucha, Keep the Tabs on Me, D, Yellowwood 2, Johnny Flowers 1127, Josh Reynolds. Is that the Josh Reynolds from like the NFL Josh Reynolds? How crazy would that be? GNX Tasty, Fear Crypto, always good to see you here, family. Property Lawyer, listen, if you guys are not following Fear, follow Fear. Another TA guy goes live. If you're not following Property Lawyer, please follow Property Lawyer. She's going to be producing more content. You see what I did there, Property Lawyer? She's going to be producing more content on how to safeguard your assets. She is someone in the space that you need to know. No hyperbole, no blowing smoke. She is someone in the space that you need to know. Glenn, why do you say I need to know her? Because she is a licensed attorney. You need to have things like trust done. She can do that. She can point you in the right direction. She can do it for you. There's going to be a consultation. It's only going to cost you a little bit of money, but you would rather know and have your plan situated and figured out before the bull run gets here than have the bull run come here trying to figure your stuff out. So please, if that's something that interests you, if you're thinking long term, if you're thinking asset protection, if you're thinking, what is that called? I'm really drawing a blank right now. Asset protection, estate planning, reach out to her. Please, please, please. Okay. Phoenix, Miami. I love that name. Maybe it's because you got Miami in it, and I absolutely love Miami. Every time I'm in Miami, I never have a bad time. Papa Doc, 832. I definitely can't say that one on TikTok. Y'all need names where I tell you. Max AZ NYC and Ben Fromaton. If I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, please forgive me. Yes. I appreciate y'all for being here again. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all decided to hang out with me, and damn it, I appreciate it. As this bull run commences, we are going to continue to get these gains. I'm going to try my damnedest to keep supplying you all with real suitable information that I think can benefit you. Also, right now we're on sale. I'm looking at some that are down 3%, 2%. Some are down 5%. So if these are alts that you like, maybe think about dibbling dabbling. Please, the strategy that I gave you earlier, don't take it for granted. Put it into practice. Research these projects, and also this weekend take a moment to read up on AI agents. If I'm right about this, I think this is something that can be very beneficial for a lot of people, but I want you to do your research. I want you to take a look at it. These are not paid advertisements. These are just things that I'm finding I want to share with you. Okay. Invest or research it, see if it's worth an investment from you, see if it meets your investment thesis. If you guys have any questions, please always feel free to hit me up on Twitter. Right? The DMs, I believe, are open. That is what the profile looks like. There are some fake profiles of mine on Twitter. It's getting out of hand, but this is what you're looking for right here. All right? You can hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on TikTok. I would definitely be sure to get back to you ASAP, okay? What's up, Butter Love? Butter Love. I just sung your name. All right, any questions? Y'all know how to reach me. I will see y'all back here at 10. Y'all be good to yourselves and each other. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Really, I do. See y'all. Peace. Computer love. Oh, my back. Oh, my back. My biggity back. What a good stream, man. I have like the best community ever. All right, what do I need to do? All right, let's let's get dinner figured out, and then we'll finish that research and give that to the stream later on tonight.